With the price of things going up, it almost seems like every time I go to the grocery store, at least here in the US, what are 4 ways that you can save some money on your parrot's food? Hey guys, I'm Kaylin, the author of the Parrot Bliss Bond. Please be sure to get your copy on Amazon. And I keep saying that I'm just finishing up my African Gray and African Cape book. So you can look for that on Amazon, hopefully very, very soon. I'm really trying to wrap it up. I have over 20 species of parrots. I love parrots, and a part of my mission is to try to help you have a blissful bond with your parrot so that you don't want to or have to rehome or surrender your parrot, and instead, hopefully you will have a nice blissful bond with your parrot, because I think there's a couple things that are better, but not too many things. If you know Macy here, you're used to hanging out. Thank you guys for being here. I love my fans. Let's get started. All right, so first I'm going to very quickly tell you that if you love the information, if you find it helpful, if it helps you, helps you out, you can always do a super thanks. If you scroll to the right, the super thanks is after the thumbs up, which you can also hit, and you can send me a coffee. It helps me support my flock and support my mission. All right, now, 4 ways to save money on parrot food, because if you're like me, you have a lot of parrots flying around. I had Macy, my female Cape parrot, with me, but she wasn't behaving, so I thought I'd try my white-capped Pyonis alebrije, or Ale for short. Okay, so if you're anything like me, you spend a fair amount of money on pellets, fresh vegetables, nuts, seeds, toys, purchase. So, especially with prices going up, I thought that 4 ways to help you save money might be really cool. Plus, I was talking about a budget in my book, and so I've just sort of had money on mind. So, I'm gonna also start by telling you something obvious, but if you're brand new to parrots, maybe it's not obvious to you. If you have a smaller parrot, you're gonna have a smaller bill. If you have a larger parrot, you're gonna have a larger bill as far as their food goes, because of course the larger parrots eat more. Yeah, maybe that's totally obvious, but this might not be. When you have smaller parrots, say like a lovebird or a green cheek conure, you might get some seeds for them. It's not gonna be that big of a deal. When you have a macaw or another nut fat eating parrot, then you start to have to add nuts to your grocery bill, and nuts can get expensive. So some of it is size, but some of it is also specifically diet. So now, the first way that you can save money, I'm going to tell you actually that, like I said, I was looking at a budget for, for talking about how much it costs to have a parrot, that kind of thing. And I asked my YouTube members, hey, what do you guys do? Because I buy big bulk bags, and not everyone's going to be doing that. And actually some of my members were like, well, I do too. I just refrigerate or freeze them. So that's brilliant. When you have, a small bag of pellets versus a larger bag, and some brands will offer, significant size bags, maybe too big, but the point is you can get a bigger bag, then it tends to be more economical. Now, my dad, who was a veterinarian, used to say to me, get food more often so that it's fresher. And that made sense to me, but if you put, what are you getting mad about? What is it? If you put your pellets either in the refrigerator or the freezer, that's going to help them. Or maybe you have a vacuum seal thing. Those are pretty popular now. So buying in bulk, there are ways to extend the freshness of those pellets, and it does allow you to save a significant amount, because sometimes a bigger bag is just not that much more expensive. So I think that's a really good way to save money on your parrot's food. A second way, I find that veggies are actually a significant portion of my budget for my parrots as far as their food goes. So when you're doing vegetables, if you're doing vegetables for yourself, it's really easy to just get vegetables and share them with your parrot. He doesn't like when I use my hands. He freaks out. I have magic puppet fingers. They make him freak out. I'll try not to use my hands. So those vegetables, if you get vegetables that you're going to use anyway, I'm going to put you on the perch if you keep doing that. Now I'm not using my hands. I say using my hands. Then it's really easy to kind of not notice, like you give a carrot or two, or pieces of a carrot or two, and pieces of some broccoli, from what you're cooking anyway. Then it's not that big of a deal, because you're not buying extra vegetables. You're buying the vegetables you're going to consume anyway, and you're just putting some aside for your parrot. I feel like that is a really good way to not be wasteful and not necessarily add to your vegetable bill. Number 3, you can also get frozen vegetables. Frozen vegetables, I've never heard any of my experts say that that's not a good idea for parrots. When you get frozen vegetables, I like it because you can get a variety, and you can take out what you want, what you're going to be using. Sometimes I will put what I'm going to use in a bowl, take it out of the freezer, put it in a bowl, and then put it in the refrigerator so that in the morning it's not frozen and it's closer to room temperature. If you're doing those vegetables, what's up? He's going crazy. Okay, come on. So when your parrot's biting, sometimes you can put them on the floor. That it's meant to break their mode, and to let them know, not cool. Because that's not a place that's nice and safe and secure for them. Okay, are you ready to come back and be nice? Let's try putting you here. Let's see if you like that better. Okay, so if you do frozen vegetables, always try to make sure you're doing some beta carotene, which means like orange vegetables, carrots, sweet potatoes for your parrot. And when you warm them up, a lot of experts say it's really great if they're warm. They really like it that way. It reminds them of when their parents fed them, that kind of thing. I don't necessarily disagree, but for me, when I try to warm them up, sometimes they get too warm, and I don't like that because you can kill the micronutrients, that kind of thing. So I like to have them be not frozen, not cold. I want them to be like room temperature. If I can get them a little warmer, that's fine. If you're doing something like warming up a sweet potato that that you bought, then you want to warm it up or cook it just enough to break the fibers. So that makes it a little easier for them to digest, but you're still giving them all the benefit of that sweet potato. So just with those fresh vegetables, make sure that you don't heat them and overheat them, kind of thing. And so the fresh vegetables are really nice because you could take what you're going to use and you eliminate waste. Now, the 4th way that you might be able to save money is to grow some vegetables on your own. If you have a patio or a yard, something like that, then you've got, that's great. Then you've got free, completely organic, hopefully pesticide-free vegetables. We're fortunate because we have a palm tree out back, and out front. And so when we get palm seeds or palm nuts, we bring those in, and those offer enrichment, and they offer the seeds. There's just nothing better. All of our parrots love them, from the little tykes, the little parrotlets, all the way up to the macaw. It offers them great nutrition, it offers them enrichment, and it's free. I mean, I think it's one of the best things because for some parrot species, it is what they would naturally eat in the wild. So I really like that. Don't bite. Be nice. Behave yourself there. He's like, who, me? Like, yeah, you. Okay, so there's 4 ideas for you. Hopefully that gives you some really good ideas because I think parrots are small enough. Like when we were talking about our cat food bill, and it's like the same as my 20 plus species of parrots or comparable. It's crazy. And there's like 2 cats. So parrots, they're not that expensive, but you definitely do have to do some budgeting for them. You definitely do have to do some planning of like some menu, some vegetables, that kind of thing. And so it's really great to think ahead. If you're thinking of getting a parrot, you can kind of start to look at what vegetables you would get. Would you buy sweet potatoes? Would you buy frozen vegetables? Carrots, because the beta carotene vegetables tend to be sweet, they tend to like them, and the beta carotene offers things that they need in their eyes, that kind of thing. So that's a great thing, because even the pellets, I don't think have enough beta carotene for them. So there are things to think about so that you can kind of look and see what your budget can be. You can try to save money on your budget and maintain that blissful bond, because a well-fed, happy parrot is in the position to bond with you and create a blissful bond as opposed to a sick one. So, let's keep them happy and healthy. Thank you for joining me in this blissful video. If you want to connect more, I have the YouTube membership right now. The membership offers members an additional members-only video each week, which I tend to do things that I don't necessarily talk about in public. I tend to do more updates because these people know me better, like on my flock. And we have a private forum just for ourselves where we get to talk and share. It's really fun. I really love the group. It is fantastical. All right, thank you for joining me in this blissful video. Please be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. Please comment, it helps my juice. And then if you have any questions, post below. I love questions. And then Isla and I will see you in the next blissful video.